Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video on the channel. So, 9 months with the iPad Pro M4, and how do I feel about it? I've had it since release, and I've got it in the 11-inch version, and I've been using it fairly regularly since I've got it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my main device. I do use a Mac Mini now as my main device, and I use that for editing and things like that. But next up after that, I use the iPad Pro M4, and I've been using it for a variety of different tasks. Nothing crazy, nothing too high end, but I just wanted to give my views on how I feel about it 9 months later, and do I recommend it 9 months later as well. So here we have it in the space black color, and I think, in my opinion, this is the best color. I wasn't even really debating between this and the silver. I just feel like this is the best color to go for. The space black looks super cool, and it does pick up some fingerprints, but overall I still feel like it's the most classy color and just the nicest color to look at. So I have it in the space black color, and I have it in the 11-inch version. It's a really premium build to it. It's made up of aluminium and looks super nice, feels super nice in the hand. And this year we get a new design to it. It's super slim. So it is 5.3 millimeters for the 11-inch version, and it is even thinner for the 13-inch version. That's 5.1 millimeters, and it is very noticeable as well. You can actually feel just how light it is. I'd say it's a big advantage having it this slim and light. It feels really good in the hands, feels really comfortable to hold, and the amount of technology packed into this, slim and light iPad is truly amazing. The screen is the OLED, Tandem OLED screen, and just coming back to the actual build of it as well, I feel like because of the slimness of it, it does actually affect the speaker quality. I find the sound is a little bit tinny, just a little bit tinny, not incredibly, but just a little bit tinny compared to last year. It doesn't feel as bassy as the previous M2 iPad Pros, but nonetheless, the speakers are still pretty good, and I wouldn't complain about them. They're actually pretty good speakers on this. The screen is the Tandem OLED screen, which is new this year for the iPad Pro M4s, and it is truly stunning. You do get a really, really nice screen, and it is so nice watching content on it. And I don't use my iPad for anything crazy. As I mentioned earlier, I do play a couple of games, which is Mario Run and Subway Surf, and I just use it for mainly watching content and things like that, mainly watching YouTube and browsing the web and things like that. I could do my video editing on this. I can honestly say that I can actually edit all of my videos on this channel on this iPad Pro, but I just find it more comfortable using a Mac, and I use my Mac Mini alongside my monitor, keyboard and mouse obviously as well, to edit the videos on this channel. I just find it easier doing it that way. But by no means is this not an editing machine. You can absolutely edit on this, and we have the M4 processor in this, which is incredibly powerful, and it's the same chip which is in my Mac Mini, which I use for editing. So this chip is really powerful, and it is the bin version which you're going to find in this, which has the 9-core CPU and the 10-core GPU. So you don't get all of the performance cores. You get one less performance core, I believe, with this on the iPad Pro, if you go for the 256 gigabyte or the 512 gigabyte version. So just keep that in mind, but it's still incredibly powerful. And so I actually transferred one of my videos onto this iPad, and I'm just going to open it in iMovie just to show you how it looks. And with the Tandem OLED screen, it's absolutely amazing for editing because you're getting that true sense of how that video looks. So if you do things like color grading and things like that, you're going to absolutely benefit from having the iPad Pro M4 and doing your editing on this, because of that Tandem OLED screen and having that true to life kind of look. And this is how it's going to end up in the end, if that makes sense. The video you're looking at, the video you're editing and color grading, you're going to get a really true to life picture with that when editing on this. So it's going to absolutely show the colors in their truest form. And I did actually transfer a video, the last video I uploaded on the channel, of the installation of the S25 Ultra screen protector, and I did transfer it over, and this is it on here. How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video on the channel. So in this video we're going to be fitting a screen protector to my Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and as you can see, the colors are absolutely brilliant. They're true to life, and I could absolutely edit all my videos on this iPad Pro. That's how good this iPad Pro is for video editing and other high level things as well. This is just iMovie, and it's just a simple editing of this video, but you can absolutely do these things no problems whatsoever. And this video is about, I'd say, about 10 minutes long, so it's 9 minutes and 44 seconds. And swiping around the timeline, it's incredibly smooth, no stutters whatsoever. It just is buttery smooth on the timeline, as you can see. And I'd have no problems editing my videos on this. It is really, really nice, and that ProMotion 120 Hz is absolutely lovely when editing videos using this iPad. So that's one really big advantage of having this iPad. It's really good for video editing, and we can actually go ahead and probably, you can add different filters on here as well, and that's really nice to have. I do play a couple of simple games, as I mentioned earlier, so let's just open Subway Surf, and we can actually go ahead and play a game. So yeah, everything looks super nice on this screen here, and as you can see, it's just super smooth, just playing around, playing some games on here, nice and easy. And that Tandem OLED screen looks super beautiful as well at the same time. So it's a joy playing games on here. And so if you are a gamer, then definitely iPad Pro M4 is quite a good device for that. And I'm just really impressed by the Tandem OLED 9 months on, a really good screen. So if we come out the game now, I want to talk about just overall. The iPad Pro is a solid device. I don't actually use it with the Magic Keyboard. I don't have any use for it for the Magic Keyboard, but I do have the Pencil Pro, and honestly I don't even use that too much. So for me, the iPad Pro is mainly a media consumption device, and I just love having that Tandem OLED screen, and I love having the 120 Hz as well. So I find myself, I can just be in bed or on the sofa, just scrolling, and web browsing and things like that. It's super smooth, and I just like the form factor of it as well, just how slim it is. The battery life on the iPad Pro is actually pretty good. It does actually consume quite a bit of battery just because of that Tandem OLED screen and how bright the screen gets as well. I do actually find myself sometimes turning the brightness down just because the screen is just too bright. So that's one thing to consider, and that does affect the battery life, but still it gets me through a whole day. And I don't use my iPad for the whole day anyway. I use it for spurts of about an hour and a half, and then I put it down for a little while, and then I'll pick it up later on, maybe in the evening or something like that. So for me, I only have to charge it probably once every 4 days or so, and for me that's really good, and that's really convenient. So for me, the battery life is absolutely fine. I've got the 11-inch version, and I believe the 13-inch version, the battery life is probably better on that one just because of the larger size. But for me, on the 11-inch version, I think it's a really good size for me, and I find the 13-inch, because I had the 13-inch for a little while, but I found the 13-inch a bit too big for me, and I feel like the 11-inch version is the perfect size for a tablet. And I may even try implementing the iPad mini into my daily life as well. So I may do a comparison between the iPad Pro M4 and the new iPad mini 7 with the A17 Pro chip in it. I may do a comparison between the two. So if you want to see that, leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I can compare those two iPads for you guys. But yeah, as I mentioned, my uses for the actual iPad Pro are really simple. I don't do much video editing, even though as I mentioned, I could. I don't do a lot on this. I mainly use my M4 Mac Mini for that. But this is a super powerful device, and for me it kind of is overkill. But as I mentioned in the past, I got it for the Tandem OLED screen and the 120 Hz as well. And just the slim and compact design, it's super sleek and just looks super nice and feels really nice in the hands. And for me, the iPad Pro is a great device. I don't feel like everyone should go for it. I feel like only if you really want that Tandem OLED screen and you want a super thin iPad, then I'd recommend going for it. I feel like the iPad Air is a really good device, and even the iPad 10th generation is a really good device for most people out there. For me, I'm a tech enthusiast, so I want something which is kind of like the latest and greatest. So for me, the iPad Pro, and for what I do on the channel, I review cases and things like that. For me, the iPad Pro M4, suited me, but it may not suit you. So definitely go to the Apple Store, check out the different models. The iPad Air is a solid device. The iPad Mini is solid as well. And also the iPad 10th generation is really good too. So they're all really good devices. It's just about what's good for you and what will work for you in your lifestyle, your daily life and things like that, what you need. And if you use it with the Magic Keyboard and things like that, This device can get pretty expensive when you add in the Magic Keyboard and the Pencil Pro, whereas the iPad Air is a little bit more affordable, and you can add in those accessories and still be below the price of just this iPad alone. So that's one thing just to keep in mind. And you've also got to work out whether 120 Hz and the Tandem OLED is reason enough for you to buy the iPad Pro M4. But I've been super impressed by this device 9 months on, and the speakers are impressive. They're not the greatest, they're not as good as something like the MacBook Pro M4, but you're not going to get that in a form like this. This is a sheet of glass and metal together, and it's a really slim form factor, and you're obviously not going to get the bass that you get in the MacBook, but still, for what it is, they are still pretty impressive, and you get some really good sound quality on this too. The speakers are great. The build is really premium and strong at the same time. I've had no bending of my iPad like people have been talking about in the comments. I've had no bending of the iPad. It's just been a solid device, and I like the Face ID that we get on the iPad Pro, and I feel like it's just more convenient compared to Touch ID. I like having that Face ID there, and overall it's just super smooth, buttery smooth. You can use your apps no problem. It's really, really powerful. It can support games, not just simple games like I play, but some other games as well, which are a bit more power intensive. I believe it can support that no problems whatsoever. This M4 chip is super powerful, and yeah, really nice screen with this again. And just it's a solid device. I would recommend it to anyone looking for the best iPad they can buy. I would definitely recommend it because it does everything really, really well. But at the same time, you got to see what your budget is and what your needs are as well. So the iPad Air may be absolutely fine for you. That's just something you're going to have to just try out and go into store and see what's suitable for you, really. So guys, I'm going to leave it here. I just wanted to give my thoughts on the iPad Pro M4 9 months on. After 9 months, how I feel about this, and I still feel like it's a really, really solid device, a really solid iPad, and I definitely would recommend it to anyone out there looking for the best iPad money can buy. So guys, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate you watching the video until the end. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and I'd really appreciate that, guys. Take care. Bye.